All right, this is gonna blow your mind. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. So number one, thank you for being here. And I have no intention of what I'm creating here because I just wanna say my life has been magical and I know some really magical things are about to happen. And I swear to God, I've been playing hide and go seek with spirit this morning. And let me fill you in on what happened last night before we get going. I'm just gonna channel and run with it. So hang out, grab a coffee, chill with me because I think if you're watching this video, you're about to have something magical happen too. So let's just invite in the magic and share it together. Whew. All right, so here we go. Last night, I randomly matched with somebody on a dating platform. After my intuition was like, get on a dating platform. And I'm like, why? Why? We don't need to, we don't need to be getting into anything with women right now. And I kid you not, I matched with this lady and it was right at Barton Springs yesterday. I was chilling by the water, took a day off, had my headphones in, was chilling with some turtles, right? Like there could be omens for you too. Pay attention to what I say. But don't attach to it. And then I had my headphones in, I'm chilling, and I'm just like, man, I'm at so much peace, and I'm so proud of myself for what I've done lately. And I kid you not, I get a match on Bumble, and this lady is just like, I was like, man, there's something here. And I was seeing omens. So a tarot reader, I think it was Freya or Jadina. It was Jadina. I fucking love Freya and Jadina, man. They always call my life out, spot for spot. So I'm out on this walk after I matched with her, and Jadina's like, you're gonna see some butterflies, that's an omen. I'm on a walk and I'm seeing the most magical butterflies ever, and I'm like, huh. And then she mentioned sushi, and this girl's like, look, I can make sushi, and I'm like, holy shit. All right, you got my attention, what's up? So then later that night, I find out, I'm talking to her, we're going back and forth, and she's like, tell me more about your app. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'd be so excited to. And I told her about it. I was like, it's for women 30 to 52, and it's really for people that are like burnout, major life events happening, divorces, transition to their greatest purpose. Because, getting a little tear jerk here, but it's like, that's been the life I've had to live. It's like, I went and wanted to be a nurse practitioner. That life ended in a day on February 2nd, 2018 on the blood moon, full blood moon, which we're actually one day away from. And I know this full moon in Pisces coming up on the Pisces Sun and Moon just like flips my life instantly if it doesn't happen today. Like something magical's in the air. So that was the plan back then. And then I got into media and marketing, self-taught, photo, video editing, then built landers, vibe-coded websites, customized them, blah, blah, blah. That life cut when I got to Austin, and I went from service-based to personal branding, and I was like, dope. And I built the coolest personal brand accelerator, and then Spirit's like, it's not for you, or it's not for them, it's for you. And I was like, what does that even mean? And I had an investor circling, and I'm like, all right, we got to double down on ourselves then. And then I built a freaking, digital ecosystem. And then I just developed software called Eden out of the blue. And I'm like, what the fuck? But it's like life has endlessly led me on this path that I can't explain. And then last night, it kind of went full circle. I know I'm going back to, you're like, where's he going with this? So I'm talking with this girl, and she's like, by the way, I didn't see it on the App Store. I'm like, I know, I got to figure out next how to get it on the App Store. And I kid you not, and I got curious about it. I don't force shit, source not force. And I got real curious, and I was like, what happens? How do I get this on the App Store? Like, what needs to happen? What do I need to do? And I kid you not, she goes, that's what I do. I help people get their apps on the App Store. And I'm like, I'm in fucking love right now. And then we were jamming out till about 2 a.m. last night, back and forth, and all this app stuff, and my mind was blown. Her mind was blown. And I'm just like, this is the magic of my life. And I wish I could document it more, have somebody follow me. That is a true wish. Because the crazy shit that happens and the way that the universe interacts with me and the magic of my intuition of even like coming here today and getting diverted from the gym because traffic sucked, and then magically go and fill up gas. My intuition's like, go to Rainy Street. And a couple days ago, I got a ping to go to Rainy Street and film some content. And I thought I was gonna be filming B-roll, but now we're doing a talk to camera, and I'm sharing this story with you. And I think that the essence of what I'm sharing is like the magic of life is all around you. As soon as you can detach from what you think needs to happen and open up to what is happening. And it's one of the wildest things. It takes multiple ego deaths, which I can't guide you on that journey. You're gonna know when it hits you and what happens. But it's like the day that you can start to surrender and just listen to that little thing on the inside, it is gonna lead you places that are inevitable. And I'm so glad that I'm filming this today because I have felt it for the last 2 months, but it is this close. Something in my life is about to change. And I'll fill you in on this feeling too. It's like everything's going full circle for me. And I felt it last night. It's like everything's kind of been like unifying, but it hasn't. It's like, it's kind of like space stuff when they go to latch but they can't get it. It's like, it's almost there. And I've been like, all right, what do I need to drop? What's in the way? And I'm not saying anything's not perfect, but it's just like, all right, there's something in the way, what's blocking this? And then last night I felt it go, whoop, and I was like, whoa, all right, this is getting me excited right now. And I'm like, and I'm not putting a date or a time on when it's gonna happen, but I was like, whoa, that was a good feeling. Okay, cool. So now we're getting our app on the store. And it's like, everybody loves this app right now. And it's called Eden. It'll be in the description box below. Check it out. It'll fucking change your life. And it allows you to experience the magical reality that I live in. And that's why I created it, because I live in the most magical reality that is inexplainable. And everybody's like, he's fantasy and Delulu. But when you use the app, you're gonna be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, that's my reality. But anyways, my Austin adventure started here in Rainy Street. I randomly took a trip in September 2024. A buddy named Tom Babb, who worked for Sky-Fi, Bill Perkins and Luke Fisher, was like, for 2 years, they've been like, come to Austin. And magically, it's just like, my intuition was like, go to Austin. And I was like, cool, weekend trip to Austin. Never been, had money, had time. And I ended up here at Rainy Street at Sky House Apartments, which is super dope. Started my Austin adventure in pure luxury. And even down here, all this was being developed. And coming here now, I'm like, oh my God, this is dope. I would love to live here. And as I'm walking up today, I'm getting Omens like, huh, I almost feel like I end up here very soon. Cool, don't attach, just like, and I'm inviting in the magic of it. I'm like, dude, this would be sick. Waking up here every day, coffee shops right around the corner. It looks like a bunch of tech founders and people. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in heaven, right? So I got exposed to this beautiful spot in Austin when I first moved, or didn't first move here, when I first stayed here for 48 hours. And it was pure luxury, and then got plugged in with some influencers named Mary, what's Mary's last name? Mary Barron and Andrew. Fucking Andrew. Oh, I wish I could remember Andrew's last name. He was a UFC fighter. I gotta pull it up on Instagram. But anyways, got plugged in with these two influencers who changed my life. Like they took me to all these dope places. We did some filming. We went to Lake Travis, his dad's house that is super dope. And I'm sitting here the whole time like, this is the life I want. And I instantly, when I came to Austin to visit, I was like, I wanna move here. And I just started dating somebody and I'm like, shit, how's this gonna work? And then literally like a month later, actually, let me find Andrew's name here, but Andrew Craig, I didn't forget about you, bro. Andrew Craig's one of the dopest people I met here. I fucking love Andrew. And Andrew and Mary are now married, and they're the cutest couple ever. But anywho, back to the story is like, we shot some content out of Lake Travis at his dad's house. It was super dope. And my 48 hours here in Austin, I was like, this is the life I want. This is the life I want to live. And I was like, I want to move here. But I just started dating somebody, and then we'd go back to KC after the most magical week of my life, which just kind of like, Mary helped me like blow up on social media with content. And I like, first time ever, I think I had over 250,000 impressions on my account. And I was like, we made it. And we had the dopest content ever. And then a month later, would sit with Ayahuasca in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica. It would rip apart my relationship, which I was kind of like, yes, this means I can move to Austin. And then in my ceremony with Aya, like she literally was like, this is your future life. Here's all the places you're gonna live. Mapped them out, they're all tech hubs. And I was like, cool, noted. And then she's also like, you're gonna move to Austin. And I was like, when? And she's like, time's not real, dumbass. So when the door opens, go. And then life would get super hard. I'd have to integrate everything from Aya, and everything that I knew to be my life would fall off, and I'd have no energy, and could like literally anything I did that was out of alignment, I had no energy and was so fucking depressed until I learned to find what was actually me. And this was the start of like the immersion of the self. And it was the hardest, what was it? I came back in, after December, so I would go to Bali after that and have the worst retreat experience ever filming, but the most magical time in Bali. I would meet my dude, David Titiwi Kenga Benga. Man, David's gonna do some dope shit here too. Like David and I were on a wavelength there, but anyways, come back to, and David would help me through the hardest fucking days of my life. I don't know when, oh man. I don't know when David, man, he's probably laughing at me and crying too, but I don't know when David launches his shit. But that bro's David's going far. And let me catch myself real quick. Ground. So, and David like helped me through the darkest and heaviest days. And, this is gold for you, David. But man, it really put me in my power, my authenticity, setting boundaries, because my whole Aya lesson was all about lack. of always like being like, oh, I need more, I need to do more. It's kind of like a shame lesson, right? And it's like, it helped me step out of lack. It taught me boundaries. Like literally, Aya told me to tell my girlfriend on a trip, she was just railing me with shit. And I was like, tell her to fuck off. And I was like, what? I would never do that. And she just kept going. And then I was like, tell her to fuck off. And I did. And I've never seen somebody freeze before. And I was like, wow, that actually felt good. Why do I feel good telling somebody to fuck off? And then she'd be like, I can't believe you told me to fuck off. And this is my most favorite line I've ever said. It's like, what type of person are you to make somebody like me tell you to fuck off? Like, ask yourself that question. And that was a pivotal day in my life. And I have no regrets for saying that, but it was something that I needed to do, right? And then what was the other one? Lack, boundaries, and self-worth, essentially. And self-worth, oh my God, that was the hardest lesson. But David literally helped walk me through this for, I would say, from January, or probably December, all the way to about June. And then life got fucking crazy. But anyways, anything that I tried to do that wasn't connected to who I truly was and was a pseudo self was endlessly being, there was no energy. It was confusing, it was depressing. And I ended up spending about 6 months with myself, just literally chilling with myself, hanging out with myself, and took all my Aya downloads, which essentially built my personal brand byCHRIS. And it's so dope looking back at it. Aya literally gave me the playbook for everything that you see now. And even in downloading it and understanding it, there's a lot of stuff she showed me that I didn't remember. And then magically, like probably about, 2 weeks ago, I was like, holy shit, we just integrated everything that Aya showed me in that ceremony. And I will openly tell this to anybody who asks. They're like, dude, how did you build this shit? And I'm like, dude, Aya gave me the playbook. I just listened and I followed my intuition. And even when I felt like I wasn't going anywhere, I was going somewhere fast. And that's probably one of the coolest feelings. And I'd say to anybody watching this video, if you have a call to sit with ayahuasca, fucking do it. It will blow your freaking mind what happens. Aubrey Marcus talked about it with On It. And that's similar to what I feel like is happening with my life. I had no intention of building Eden. I had no intention of scaling a personal brand to the degree that I have right now. I've had no intention of doing anything I've done for probably the last 3 months. And then magically it all just freaking happened at the worst time in life where it seemed like everything was falling apart. My agency was crashing. Nobody could see my value in filming. Everybody's undercutting my prices. I freaking chose to drive for Uber because I was like, instead of feeling that, I'm gonna drive for Uber. And then when I drive for Uber, I learned my greatest psychic gift of being able to sample. And it's like everybody who got in my car was a freaking tech wizard. And then I started noticing omens of stuff that they were saying, right? And this is like given to you a very broad story, very, very condensed, but it was like the wildest shit started happening. Like I had an NVIDIA exec in my car. I had SpaceX guys, and I had all these like very big tech execs in my car, and I would endlessly blow their mind and have the dopest conversations, which would show me I'm one of these people. And I had no confidence and self-worth to that degree of being one of those people. But then magically it just started like, man, these are the best conversations I'm having. I love these conversations. And then endlessly, as I'm building Eden aimlessly, driving for Uber, barely making it on rent every month for probably since February. And it's now, the end of August? It's like, what is that? I can't do math on camera. 6 months. 6 months of absolute just in the pressure cooker, in the washing machine, just following my intuition blindly. Everybody thinking I'm aloof and everybody undercutting my value and cutting off friendships that I landed here with that I thought were true people and they weren't. And it was like disillusionment and all this crap. And I'm just literally waking up every day like, all right, let's roll with it. Let's see what happens. Let's go with the flow. I have no idea what I'm doing, but like these little intuitive rockets would land in my mind and I'd be like, whoa, cool. And then I'd be like, done. And then it'd be like, go rest, go drive for Uber. Every time I drive for Uber, I'd get a ton of information. I'd chill the next day. More intuitive rockets would come in and I'd be like, holy shit. And then poof, before you know it, Eden's built. And I'm like, holy shit, this is dope. I've always wanted to be a software developer. I've always felt it deep in my soul that I was. But learning coding after like health and wellness, or healthcare, NP, creative agency, photo, video editing, landers, VSLs, marketing, branding, high value conversion videos. I was like, that's the last thing I need to learn. And then vibe coding magically appeared. And I learned like Whisperflow and Google Gemini 3 and Claude. Gemini 3 is a dark horse in the market. That is literally, when you see the design of stuff, I love it. You can just design so much stuff with it, right? And it's like, Google doesn't have the rails that a lot of companies have in AI, and you can just fucking send it if you know how to talk to it, right? But anyways, built all this stuff magically and then was like, all right, what do we do now? So then I released it early and got a lot of feedback, refined it, and was like, cool, this is dope. this is dope. And I was like, there's something here. And when I send it to people, they're like, dude, I don't have time to look at this app, but this feels this is dope. This feels good. And then magically would like refine it, and now we're rolling it out. And it's like, I got 30 users, and I'm like, let's go. Now I need to get it on the App Store, and then poof, girl shows up yesterday, and I'm like, wow, life's fucking magical. But anywho, it's like, to anybody watching this video, what I'd share with you is like, follow your intuition to the degree of this morning. Like, I went to go work out, traffic sucked, and then went to fill up gas, and then magically was just like, my intuition was like, go to Rainy Street. And I'm like, all right, let's go to Rainy Street. And now I'm here, and I'm like, holy shit, this might be one of the dopest videos I've ever filmed that I didn't plan on filming. And I know it's a pivotal part of my life before something happens that is gonna shift everything in my reality. And people are gonna be like, how did he do it? How did Chris do it? And I'll be like, I've been telling y'all for like 12 fucking years. I've been telling y'all my whole life, this shit's gonna happen. And when jaws hit the ground, I'm gonna be like, by the way, I also filmed this video before anything happened because Spirit led me here. I went to go to the gym. I was exhausted. I got rerouted. I ended up coming to Rainy. I found a dope spot. Spirit told me to film here, and I just started talking, and then magically we're here now, right? And it's like, to follow your intuition to that degree is the greatest gift you could ever have on this planet, right? And it's like, everybody has that voice inside. Everybody has that little pain. Everybody has that like thing that says like, this could be the dumbest thing you ever do, but you feel like it's something that you have to full send. Like, for instance, I was at a networking event the other day. God, there were so many funny omens. And a friend of mine that moved here was like, I was talking to her about my career, and she's kind of like, yeah, you should, she was alluding at come work at the office with me in this company. And I was like, I've been interested in that. It aligns with my bio, my tech, my media. And I'm like, but I don't know. I don't want a basic position. Like, I've just been meeting a lot of high level people, and I want a high level position. And then she's like, well, we could create a role and this and that. And I set up a meeting with this billionaire, and I'm like, that feels good. And then started talking to her about it, or just got, my intuition was like, no, gold. There's like, you're this close to the gold. If you eject now, like, number one, that thing's gonna collapse. Two, you're gonna come back here. And I was like, yeah, let's just stay here. And I was like, but I was waffling on it. And then I talked to somebody that night, Christian Aguilar, dude, one of my favorite people here in Austin. And I was like, dude, I told him about everything. And he's like, bro, why would you quit now? And I was like, that's why I fucking love you, Christian. You're just as crazy as I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then, endlessly, a bunch of other shit would happen. But then I ended up sending her a message and was like, here's like, I think I could do something fractional at 10 to 15 hours. I don't think you guys would need me full time on this. And like, this would fit my lifestyle because I'm not somebody who can work a 9 to 5 in an office and be around people all day and, all that other shit. It's like, I live a very unique life. I'm a very sensitive soul, very intuitive. I live a very non-linear life. I can never tell you what's gonna happen next, but shit always does. Or I get on a clue like this and I'm like, boom, send it. I don't have a plan every day. I have a structure that is very minimal for maximum flow, and I flow to the epitome of whatever life tells me to do, and I do it. It's wild, but it's like, I walk very closely with God. God is in my ear all day. And when it's not, it's a day off, take a break, relax, chill. And when I do that, I get intuitive rockets, and then I magically start building stuff aimlessly. I don't have to worry about coming back to it. It calls me back, and then I roll it out, right? Like, that's how I operate. And it's like, how do you operate that in a company? And that's what I shared with my friend. And then she sent back very, like, this is how it operates. And I was like, that is redirection from the universe. I'm gonna run with whatever I'm being guided to do. Poof, we're here now. And then it's like, poof, girl shows up, magically knows how to place this in the App Store. Poof, feel like something magical is gonna happen today. Whether it does it or not, I can give two shits because everything is happening as it needs to. Source, not force, Don't chase, attract. And it's like, whenever you can get to the deepest part of yourself and let that self emerge, it's one of the most confusing lessons in life. But it's like the self almost hijacks your experience. And it's like, oh, you think you're gonna do that and that? We're not gonna give you any energy, any attention, any focus on that stuff. We're gonna give you all the power to do exactly what you're meant to do. And when you can learn to surrender to it, number one, surrender to it, identify to it, connect with it, and aimlessly follow it, that is when the magic of life happens. I swear to God. I swear to God. And I have the coolest feeling about how this video is gonna just like impact somebody or something. So if you're still here, number one, like, I'm so grateful for you. Hit me up on socials. Because I love to help people just like you. And it's the deepest part of my soul, right? And with that being said too, I gotta hit up David. David, I told him September 1st I'd hit him up because I feel like something was coming in by then. But it's like, man, I just can't even fathom what's happening right now. And it's so cool to even film this video and share it with the world and know like I don't know, man, I'm starting to choke up when I think about that. So I don't know who's out there who needs to hear this, but it's like, follow your fucking dreams. They're a dream for a reason. That thing inside of you is literally what is here to guide you to your purpose. And it's like everything around you is here to distract you. It's here to make you doubt yourself. It's literally here to like confuse you of like, all right, like you believe in yourself, but like they're showing up with 150K plus a year, plus equity in a company that you know is going to do well, plus, you know, there's sales commissions and this stuff. Are you going to take that, or are you going to double down on yourself? And I'm over here to say, double down on your fucking self. You never know what's going to happen. And it's like, I have learned in life that you can never go wrong investing in yourself, double downing in yourself, and following your freaking dreams. When you do that, magical things happen. I think that opens up like the zone of possibility. And that's when miracles just come in out of nowhere, right? Like, why would God give you a miracle for following something in your life that isn't true to yourself? And like, why would God help you live a life that you don't want to live when innately you want to live this life? And the more you plug into this life and this thing that might seem like a fantasy and delusional and you have no idea how it's going to happen, that is the greatest guiding force to plug into the miracles of life. And when you plug into that wavelength, you will get these little glimmers, these little things along the way, and then all of a sudden they'll rip apart and you'll be like, wait, I thought this stuff was going to happen. That's when you're attaching to the vision instead of following the vision, right? Detach. Go back into just effortless flow. Flow, flow, flow. And flow is simply being able to do stuff that you can't explain, but knowing that it's exactly what you need to be doing. It is one of the coolest fucking experiences in life. Because the more you do that, the more these magical miracles pop in left and right. Your jaw's on the ground. And when it's on the ground, you're in alignment. And a lot of people don't talk about it. Let's be like, get in alignment. Be authentic. And they don't tell you how to. And it's literally like you have it so deep down in yourself. And like I said, everything on the outside is a distraction. What you have to do is get really comfortable, number one, with being alone. When you're alone, I think Nikola Tesla said it, it's like, I'm not a genius. I just spent a lot of time alone. And that's the price you have to pay to do this shit. And he was so right. And I'm not saying like, isolate yourself, but it's like, if you feel the need to spend time alone, spend time alone. Your greatest gifts come into power with yourself when you actually take time to be with yourself. Two is like, when you can get comfortable being alone and be truly independent, then it's like, you're able to stand alone, you're able to create alone. That attracts in everyone and everything. I'm getting the holy chills when I'm saying this. It's like, that attracts in everyone and everything that starts to see your worth, they start to see your power. You become so electromagnetically charged that it's inevitable. These people just start attracting in magically, whether it be through dating platforms, whether it be through YouTube, whether it be through LinkedIn, whether it be through a random Instagram post, whether it be somebody that you met on the bridge downtown Austin in December that you just felt like was an old friend, and definitely is, you know. It's like all this shit just starts happening out of the blue. And it's your job not to attach to it. It's just to stay open to it. It's to identify it, and it's to listen to that crazy voice in your head. Because the deeper you can go into yourself, ooh, there's a burp there for confirmation. The deeper you go into yourself, the more you get to see outside of yourself. And it's like, as within, so without, or as above, so below, as within, so without. And it's like, the higher you connect to this magical thing that surrounds us, the deeper you can go into reality. The deeper you go inside of yourself, the more you get to see outside of yourself. And it's like, to the depths I've gone into my soul, I am not afraid, but I am going to be mesmerized at where I end up in life. And Aya showed me I'm a deep space explorer. So let's document that here. I think it's in other stuff I've documented too. And I'm so fucking excited for that. I've always known I'm going to go to the moon. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the moon. I just want to see the Earth and be like, yo, this is cool. And then I just want to, you know, deep dive into space like Hail Mary Project and be like, where are we going today? And I think helium-3 is the big thing that gets me there. And I've been fixated on helium-3. And there's a company in Seattle, Interloon, and then Blue Origin's moving to Texas. And I'm like, SpaceX at Blue? I don't know which one. But I know I'm like an independent contractor and some stuff with that, because something in life blows up, software is going to be huge for me too, right? And it's like, and even like creating videos like this where you just talk to yourself, like I'm a mental projector. I'm projecting and soundboarding. I'm gonna watch this later and get clues to myself of things that I need to do, but I'm also sharing the vision with you to inspire you to be like, I mean, Daniel Dalen inspired my ass back in, I don't know, I was so down and depressed, watched a Daniel Dalen video and I'm like, that's the life I wanna live. And that's the life that I'm starting to live. It's insane. I was like, bro, I wanna be a tech founder. I wanna be a digital nomad. I wanna travel the world. I wanna film myself. I want to share the experience. I want to inspire people. I got an artful style, and it's like I'm living a life very similar to Daniel Dalen right now. And Daniel gave me so many tips through his YouTube vlogs that literally have been foundational to me. And it's like, dude, Daniel Dalen, if I ever get to connect with you, which I feel I do, bro, I want to take you out to some fucking sushi somewhere. And dude, if you need a videographer or something, I'd love to help you with that too. But Bro, and even like Matt Gray, like Daniel and Matt Gray are killing the personal branding space, literally giving everybody the information that they need. And it's just phenomenal to watch how they just endlessly give by simply being themselves. And those are two people I've watched endlessly. And that's who I'm becoming. That's who, whew, there's those tears again. That's who I want to be as a guiding light for, man. And we're hitting some of the deep here. It's like, and I learned that in Aya, when I get emotional, I'm very, very deep into my soul. And it's like, that's how I want to be for other people. Whew. And honestly, that's why I created Eden. It's like, I created it as my own personal CRM that I could use daily. It's like literally my remote to the universe. I pull it out and like, it just tells me magical shit. Like today, it's like, it's all about business, structure, money. It's an 8-day. You know, we got a full moon in Pisces tomorrow. And it's like, everything's building for this massive release. And we're in this like eclipse portal after like Lionsgate, that portal opened. Man, I got some intuitive rockets, finalized Eden. And then it's like, you know, I know. And then 18 months ago was when all this adventure started. And it's like, I came back from Bali and Costa living my fucking dream. And then life got the harshest and heaviest and most difficult it's ever been. And then magically ended up in Austin, Texas in about a 2-week period. And my mom moved, my sister moved, I randomly moved to Texas. I got an apartment from a buddy who randomly went to Scottsdale. Like, my life is so fucking magical. But it's like 18 months ago, my life was super hard. I was broke as fuck. I was just grinding. Everything I was doing was just barely making it. Life got a little softer when I moved to Austin, got some money, got a nest egg, was like, all right, let's full send this media stuff. And then felt it just crash. And I was like, yeah, that thing's gonna collapse. So let's not attach to it. Let's start building stuff. Built a personal brand accelerator, then built all that digital ecosystem stuff, became an author, wrote like 8 books, have been endlessly dumping out landing pages, building SEO, built software, and then poof, we're here today. And I'm like, tomorrow's a big day. It's like that 18-month cycle of just being pretty much pinned by the universe, being constricted, being delayed, disappointment. I know all that shit's going out. And it's so cool to know this feeling ahead of time. And like I said, once again, don't attach to it. Like, lean into those feelings. Get curious. Get really just allow yourself to imagine the possibilities of what could happen and make it fucking magical. Like the other day, I was looking at a vision board I made called the $10 million vision board. And I'm literally like looking at my dream condo in downtown Austin. And I'm like, oh man, if I was there, I'd do some magical shit. And then I'm like, and lately too, I've been on this wavelength of like the simplicity of my ask to the universe, and I'm letting it deliver it however. It's like, I want to live in a different country, a different Airbnb every month. I love to travel. I love to build. I know astrocartography. So I just want to move around to all my spots. And all this shit I'm talking about is in Eden. It'll blow your fucking mind, right? But it's like, and that's why I built it, is like just to give myself exactly what I needed in an experience. And that's what I guide you to do too, is like, you live a very magical life when you allow yourself to. People who don't understand you, they're literally guiding you to double down into yourself, to build exactly what that thing is inside of you that is so magical to you, and share it with the world. Don't share it with your friends, because it'll never get out of, the loop or the bubble of the little network. It's like when you take time to build your dreams to reality, create your own solution, your message, build it into something, and then put it out there. And as soon as you do, people are gonna be like, pop, 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 pop. They're gonna attract to it. That's the first wave, right? When the first wave appears, refine it. Allow yourself to like understand what's missing, what needs to be refined, and get some users to trial it, or if it's a service or whatever, get some people to test it. They're not going to give you criticism. They're going to give you the best feedback. I learned that from Ryan Daniel Moran's 12 Months to 1 Million. Incredible book. And I actually met Ryan randomly at an event here at the Beehive. A dude was like, yo, you want to go to Wellness Daddy? I can't even remember his name. And then Andrew Crozy hit him up one day, ended up going to On It for a workout. Magically ended up at this event. This guy's calling his kids the wizards, and I'm like, that guy is cool as shit. And then somebody goes, that's Ryan Daniel Moran. And I'm like, holy shit, I read his book. It's fucking incredible. They're like, go talk to him. And I'm like, I already did. I didn't know it was him. He already knows he wrote a dope book. And then it's like, I've had multiple people that know Ryan here, and it's like, I haven't met Ryan here yet. Well, I did meet him, but I haven't had a personal, like a real business conversation with him. But I'm like, dude, he's a wizard. I fucking love his content. So it's like, magical shit like that endlessly happens. And when you can learn to lean into it, it just starts opening up. But it's like, trust, what do we got, 30 seconds left? We're probably gonna do a second cut here because this is flowing. But it's essentially like, allow yourself to double down on yourself so fucking much that everybody around you thinks you're crazy, That's the key. That's the doorway. And then just endlessly and aimlessly build whatever pops into your mind, because it's popping into your mind. It's like, where's that coming from? What is that? Why would that be here? Don't ask those questions. Just follow it aimlessly and allow it to lead you to your greatest success. Because, sorry to cut off, but you never know who's going to be behind the next door. You never know when you're just going to magically run into somebody someplace, somewhere. You never know when you're just going to randomly match with somebody who has the key to the next step of your journey. It's like, you just never know. I love that. One of my favorite artists is Mike, previously known as Mike Stud, and the athlete Mike Seander from Duke. Mike's been a guiding light on my journey too. It's like his music is clairaudience to me and endlessly guides me, and it's wild. I'm looking at Mike and I'm like, this guy was so well placed in my life as somebody who should have been, a Major League Baseball player, like the lowest ERA in Duke history, gets Tommy Johns, randomly creates music to get over the pain and the hardship of that dream ending, and then blows up as an artist, and then magically takes it to the nth degree as an independent artist with a podcast and a merch company. And I live a very parallel life. Like, Mike's been a guiding light. Like, I got a brand called Weekend Collective. I haven't launched yet. Well, I've tried to, but then I realized I need to become an influencer and get a lot of people around me before I do. So I got 2,000 shirts in my apartment ready to go. Dopest brand ever, right? Digital nomad clothing. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be sick. And then, like, my friend is the manufacturer, dopest mentor ever. He magically showed up here in Austin one day, and we filmed a podcast, and then got him on the Range Rover trophy. And we literally filmed a video on the fly. He wins the competition and got to live his dream, which is like one of the coolest things I can get back to somebody who's helped me endlessly. Like Josh, he took me to freaking Guatemala, and I only worked 3 hours there and got a week in Guatemala, and it changed my fucking life. And he's like, dude, the volcano's here. There's something in the energy. It just explodes your life. And it literally did. And it's like, it's like magical things like that. And it just endlessly show up in my life. And I think I'm the teacher, the guide here in this lifetime to say, follow them. Like, don't let fear, don't let anxiety, don't let self-doubt get in the way. When you can remove those obstacles and trust yourself so deeply and lean into the magic, the more you lean into, this is a huge tip, is like, the more you lean into the magic of life, the more the magic of life starts to interact back with you. And even in saying that too, I don't think anybody does this but me, and I love doing it. I learned this trick from Freya Ray, and it's like, talk to the universe. Literally talk to the universe. It's like, I will communicate with the universe all day, and it's a mirror, right? What you put out comes back to you. I'll be like, all right, universe, give me a fucking omen today that'll blow my mind in the next 24 hours. Send it out of the blue, and when I feel it, I'll communicate with it. And the more you do that shit and interact, and when an omen comes and you tell more people about the magic of it, and you're like, oh my God, there's that omen. Like Jadina's video yesterday, it was like, you're going to get a butterfly. You're going to see 222. You're going to see 333. That shit was popping. And people would be like, oh, you're just creating it. Yeah, the REM is a really magical part of our brain that you can start to create your own reality with. By simply paying attention to that stuff, it starts to appear. It's like, and even me saying butterflies, 222 and 333, you're going to start seeing them in 48 hours. Don't attach to it. Just notice it when you see it. You're going to plug into a wavelength that'll change your fucking life, right? Because you're going to be like, man, that redheaded guy I couldn't stop listening to on YouTube, like, he's onto something. And then poof, you're on the wavelength, you're connected to it. Then you start sharing it with other people, and you're going to be amazed at what happens next, right? And I can't guarantee any of that will happen, but I know it's going to happen. And when isn't a time, it's a place. It's a place that you get with yourself, that you understand that everything is magical around us. Like, I know we're in a self-rendering video game, and I'm a coder, I'm a tech guy, I'm a Sirian Orion hybrid starseed that endlessly has this shit inside of me. And if this is a video game and I'm a coder, I can endlessly code into my reality what I want to happen, and it does. It's the coolest thing ever, right? I know it sounds magical. Give it a try. Like, believe that you have that power and watch it start happening. And then it's like, as soon as you can understand that, it's like, this is a playground. This isn't a place for pain, suffering, stress, and anxiety. This is a place where you get to understand who you are. You get to understand your magic. You get to start playing with your magic in reality. I'm getting the holy chills again. And then you get to literally play here for the rest of your life. And I'm 35, and I know, I think with science and tech, we're gonna live well past 100. I'm like, shit, I probably got 100 years left on this rock to have some fun, be the modern day magician, show people this magical life that I live that everybody said was Delulu, and I get to be the spokesman of the universe here. And I'm like, yo, you wanna see some magic? You wanna understand some secret wisdom that was suppressed from you? And it's like, even look at the ancient cultures, like the Mayans. The Mayans were the first astronauts. I truly do believe that. They did some wild shit with electromagnetics. And isn't it funny how the pyramids of Central America and Egypt kind of have the same form, the same alignment, but they didn't talk to each other? Wonder who was helping them, right? But it's even like I love this about the Egyptians too. It's like the pyramids are perfectly in alignment with Orion's belt. To the degree modern day science can't figure out how they did it. And I'll get to that point in a minute. But also, modern day science couldn't build them as precise as they are. And then also, like, down under the pyramids, that's what they truly were. I think we're only seeing the top of them. And it's like, what they knew about electromagnetics was fucking insane. And I have that in my soul, right? And it's like Nikola Tesla even built with Weidencliffe Tower. He literally took the same design as the pyramids, built it a little bit different, right? And then how he dug it 120 feet deep and built X's. Oh, dude was on to something, right? And it got blocked, but it's like, even in that, it's like that lifetime for him was infrastructure. He said the future for what he built, and the future's now, right? Like, it's like our soul lives two lives for one arc. So it's like one's an infrastructure, one's a rollout. And it's like, when you can understand that concept, if this life is hustle and grind, like you're just building infrastructure for the next. If you just magically plug into some shit in this lifetime and you know some shit that you don't know, but you know it and you trust it and you lean into it and then shit just starts happening, that's how you know you're in the rollout lifetime instead of the infrastructure lifetime. But anyways, back to the Egyptian stuff. I watched this the other day, and it's like when you see Egypt, there's these 35,000 ton pillars, right? Or 35,000 pound, I don't know, whatever it is. It's super fucking heavy. The pillars that look like the top of the pyramids too. And they're like, how did they do this? Because it's mathematically impossible to take something that weighs that much and go over a 10% incline. And it's like, when you understand that, it's like the ancient cultures knew so much. They were so fucking plugged in. They didn't have social media. They didn't have cell phones. All they were was engineers and astronomers and very connected to the stars. And I think they had a lot of guidance, right? Or I think they were the guidance. I didn't plan on saying this today in this video, but if you ask me, there's 3 species here on Earth. You got aliens, you got monkeys, and you got hybrids. This is funny. This is gonna make somebody's day, but it's like the monkeys fucking ate mushrooms and gained consciousness. The aliens were watching and curious about Earth and came down here. You notice how the Egyptians wore those big ass headdresses? Wonder what they were hiding. And then it's like, they put the monkeys to work. And then, it's like, and then the hybrids were created. And then I think that's the life we live. It's like you have some people that are really fucking plugged into the cosmos. You have some people that just work the 9-to-5 jobs, and like I call them the Walmart shoppers, right? Like it's the people that keep society running. They're the workhorses. They're the people who make shit happen, right? They keep the energy going. Then you have people that are guiding and downloading, and then you have hybrids that are kind of like, we're kind of in the human life, we're kind of in the cosmos, and they're kind of like the diplomats between, and it's. But anyways, I would just say this, and maybe this is a good stopping point. My camera's about to die and I didn't bring another battery. I didn't even plan on this shit, but it's like, allow yourself to lean into the magic of life. If you can't explain it, it's intuition. The more you believe it and the more you lean into it, the more it opens up. The more that opens up, the more you're gonna connect to source, not force. The more you're gonna plug into your truest essence. And like I said, we're in a self-rendering video game. Have fun. There's somebody behind the screen controlling you down here in reality. And the better you can connect to it and decrease noise and 100% understand what signal is and listen to that intuition, and it gets really clear. It actually gets louder than that mental chatter, and you start emptying out your brain. Use AI. Dump all your extra brain into AI. Just get rid of it. And then you can also tell AI like all your problems, and when it starts circling the problems, be like, build me a fucking solution, and it will. It'll blow your mind what you can create by simply emotionally dumping into AI and telling it to build you a solution to it. I built one of my offers like that, and I was like, this is dope. But anyways, it's like, lean into that magic. Trust yourself. Let go of self-doubt. Everything that pops in your head magically is for you. And the more you can lean into that, the more the magic of life is gonna unfold. And the more you connect to that magic of life, there's no limitation to it. It's gonna continually expand. If you feel like you go too far with it, come back. You're gonna find the center. And in the center is where all the fucking magic happens. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna end this video here, guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, follow me, give me a ping on Instagram, DM, go to bychris.io, you can book a call with me. Check out Eden. Eden will blow your fucking mind. It'll be in the App Store soon. I have no idea when. I also feel like I'm gonna be in an accelerator with it. It's gonna take off quick. I'll put that prediction here, and then magically I know I'm gonna exit it and end up in, I don't know, end up in the space industry somehow as a deep space explorer. And when all that happens, it's documented here. And you're gonna be like, this guy was Delulu, but holy shit, it's fucking happening. And I'll be like, and that's the magic I'm trying to share with you. So take it, accept it, allow it into your life, and let it start unfolding. Because I'd say, if your life's at a tough spot right now, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe it just gets magical. Maybe shit just starts happening. Maybe you feel the deepest sense of purpose and fulfillment, and the people around you are everybody who you've always wanted in your life to be around you, but you had to disconnect from the pseudo self and let the true self emerge. And when that true self emerges, whoo, boy, a lot of really cool shit starts happening. You might get emotional like me on camera too randomly. I want to share it with people, because the more you share it, the more you receive. Remember, what you put out comes back to you. And the more that comes back to you, the more you can put out, and the more that goes out comes back. And it's like doing a push-up with the universe. You're just like, I'm gonna work this magic into reality and allow other people to experience it. And the more people that experience it, and you and your magic, they're gonna start to share with everybody else. And I think, honestly, that's what creates world peace, is when we all do the work in ourselves and stop trying to save the world externally, do it internally. Then it creates the ripple effect. The people around us are triggered to do so. Their friends are triggered to do so. Next thing you know, everybody's triggered to do so. We're all living our purpose. We're all in alignment. We're all our truest self. And we're all creating exactly what we came here to create in the age of Aquarius, which is going to be the greatest shift humanity has ever fucking seen. I'm going to leave it there. Peace out, y'all. Have a good day. Connect with me. I'd love to meet you.